Namaste everyone. Welcome to CET NEET classes. We have been studying about semiconductors. Already we have seen some part of the synopsis of semiconductors. Now we will continue today. We will still have some more synopsis. Namaste everyone. Hope you are doing well. We will have few more synopsis, that is regarding digital electronics, and some part of that rectifiers. We have two types of rectifiers. I have not finished it completely. In the last class I have stopped at a moment. So half wave rectifier and full wave rectifier. Half wave rectifier uses two diodes. It's one diode. Full wave rectifier two diodes, and bridge rectifier uses four diodes. And the output of bridge rectifier is similar to the output of a full wave rectifier. We have output at both the parts of the inputs. Okay. So here is a half wave rectifier. You have a transformer, and transformer converts increases or decreases the AC, right? It doesn't convert AC to DC. That is done by rectifier. Diode is the rectifier. So transformer simply increases or decreases the AC. And second thing is, transformer doesn't change the frequency. For example, if this is the input of a transformer like this, if this is the input AC to a transformer, output AC, if it is a step up transformer, its output AC is the amplitude is increased, the voltage will be increased, or the number of pulses per second will not be increased. So output may be more in amplitude, not in frequency. So if F is the frequency of the input of a transformer, output of the transformer frequency is F itself. So transformer's job is to just increase or decrease the amplitude, that is voltage value of AC, not to change the number of cycles per second. So number of cycles per second at the output of whether it is a step up transformer or a step down transformer, it is one and the same. It is F itself. Okay. So I'll drop this now. Yes. So we have a transformer, and this is iron core, and we have a diode here, which is the rectifier, right? Diode itself is the rectifier, and we have a resistor like this. Okay. And if this is the input of a half wave rectifier, it gives output only during one half cycle of the input, because during the negative half cycle the diode doesn't conduct, so we have only pulses in the positive half cycle, expecting that this is positive and this is negative during the positive half cycle. During the negative half cycle, this will be negative and this is positive, and this is negative. P side of the diode is connected to negative. It is reverse biased. During reverse bias, there is only a very weak current, that is called reverse current, and that is mainly because of the minority carriers. So that current doesn't produce any voltage across this. So output is taken across this V0. And another thing, if you want to get a steady voltage, of course you have to connect a capacitor, right? But here it is not so advisable. We will go to full wave rectifier. Now we want the output during this time also. During the holidays also the school should be open. It is completely closed. We want it to open during holidays also. So we will have a shift method. Some classes let they come during some time, 3 days per week, and remaining 3 days or 4 days another class. So we will take the help of another diode. Second diode. So this is the circuit of the full wave rectifier, and we should have a center tap. Center tap means this is the coil of the transformer. And in the transformer there are so many turns. Suppose there are 1000 turns. After 500 turns, 50% turns, you take a connection. Don't break the wire, cut the wire. Simply take a connection from the wire. Let the wire be continuous and take it here. That is center tap connection. And you should have two diodes here. And you know this has to be shorted. And here it should be connected with the resistor. And here another connection like this. This should be grounded. This is what we do. Of course, you can directly connect this here also, instead of taking like this, like a distant place. So simply connect it like this. That is also okay. So this is output. And usually we use a filter called capacitor filter. Why do you use a capacitor filter? This is load resistance, and here, okay, we will see that capacitor filter. So this is the input, output will be obtained either by one or other diode, but whether this diode is conducting or this diode is conducting, output is always in the same direction. That is, current flows in the same direction through the load resistance RL. So we get output during both the half cycles like this. This is full wave rectifier. Okay, and so now why the capacitor is used? Capacitor is used to produce a filtered output. What do you mean by filtering? Filtering means all the ripples are removed, only the constant value is given. How? Capacitor is like a tank, water tank. You see, whenever the municipality water comes, we are not bothered. Why? Because whenever the municipality water comes, it goes to the tank and it fills the tank. Tank is one which receives the that municipality water whenever it is available, but it provides the continuous amount of water for us in our house, because we are very sure that tank is filled, whether it is half filled or full filled, whatever it is, we get the water whenever we need to open the tap. So there is a continuous supply. So tank stores it. Similarly, capacitor, it gets charged, and as the first pulse goes and as the first output voltage increases, capacitor charges. Of course, there is a rule for the selection of capacitor. Its discharging time should be very long, otherwise it will get discharged along with this one. So it shouldn't get discharged so quickly, it should take a long time to discharge. So what happens then? By the time the capacitor gets charged and it starts discharging very slowly, that means output voltage of the capacitor remains almost constant. By the time it discharges a little bit, another pulse comes and charges it. So the output voltage with the capacitor will be like this. Again, when the output decreases, the capacitor starts discharging, but it discharges a little late and another pulse comes and charges it. So output will be almost constant like this. So capacitor is used as a filter at the output. That can be used in order to have a constant output. So this is not changing with the time. But still, this is a DC, even though this is pulses. These are the pulses. Yesterday in the previous class I was saying that it's a pulsating DC, but it is not AC because it doesn't change the direction. Okay. Now if you compare the two full wave and half wave rectifiers, in full wave rectifier, this is half wave, and one common thing is number of diodes, and you have a bridge rectifier, another one. I'll write it here, bridge rectifier. Bridge rectifier uses 4 diodes in the form of Wheatstone's bridge. That is a method of joining them, but that much is not needed for the time being. We have a question in the circuit that is a bridge rectifier. It uses 1 diode, 2 diodes, 4 diodes, right? Number of diodes. Then what about output frequency? If the input frequency is F, input frequency is F. Half wave rectifier, what do you mean by frequency? The number of cycles repeated in a second. What do you mean by cycles? The way fashion it varies. For example, for a sine wave, this is the fashion. For a triangular wave, it is the voltage increasing, decreasing and coming back. This is another fashion. For a pulse, it is like this, increasing, remaining constant for some time, suddenly decreasing to negative value, coming back. This is a pulse, and it should complete all types of variations in a particular time. Then the reciprocal of the time is called frequency. Now if input frequency is F, what is the output frequency? F only. It is not F by 2. It looks as if it is F by 2. It is not F by 2. Why? Because what do you mean by frequency? Number of cycles repeated. What do you mean by cycle? The variation. That's all. How should be the variation? Anywhere it may be the variation. So for example, here, what is the one variation of output of a half wave rectifier? What is the fashion in which output half wave rectifier gives the output? It increases, decreases to 0. Then half year is over. Rest of the years, it is like Kumbhakarna, sleeping, right? Once it is switched on and it gives output as input, rest of the years it is at sleep. That is its fashion. 50% of the cycle switched on, 50% of the cycle off. That is its fashion. So whether one fashion is repeated? Yes. What about here? 50% of the time on, again sleeping. That means its frequency is also F. Its variation itself is similar to this one. It is not like this. This is switched on, becoming maximum 0, then negative maximum 0. That is its fashion. It completes all types of its variation in a particular time. That is its F. So if the input frequency is F, half wave output frequency is F. This is also F. What about here? Full wave rectifier. It is 2F. Why? When this completes one full cycle, This completes its variation twice. What is its variation? Switching on and becoming 0. Again switching on and becoming 0. So the same type of variation by the time this completes one full variation, this completes the similar type of variations twice, 2f. So 2f is the frequency of the output of the full wave rectifier. Again, this is very similar to full wave rectifier. Whatever holds good for half wave, full wave, bridge rectifier follows the same, except the number of diodes. So did you follow that? Sir, why don't you call this as 2f? Because they are entirely different variations. These are all positive variations, these are all negative variations. How can you call the oscillations of a pendulum, this oscillation as one oscillation and this is similar oscillation? No, this is a different oscillation. So it should complete all types of variations. All type of variations are completed only once, here twice, 2f. And what about the output voltages? The output voltages are, peak values are same, peak value, input and output, peak value, input. There may be a small variation because of the diode, drop in voltage, cut in voltage and all, but almost the same. Then what about average value of output? Average value of output. And remember, here the average value is not 2 by pi times the peak value. I don't go for the explanation and all. Average is only 1 by pi times the peak value. What about here? Here it is having both the cycles, so 2 by pi times the peak value. 2 by pi times the peak value. That is average value of the output, right? I am describing the output of half wave and full wave. Input average value is 2 by pi times peak value. This output is only one cycle we have, so 1 by pi times. Another one. What about RMS value? RMS value of output, right? I will write full. This is also average value of output. RMS value of output. Here it is Vm by 2. It is not Vm by root 2. I don't go for the explanation. And here it is Vm by root 2. This is as it is. So I don't have space to write. Here average RMS value is Vm by root 2 and Vm by root 2. Peak value by root 2. That is the RMS value. So it is only here Vm by 2, not by root 2. There it is Vm by root 2. Then what else? I will write it here, okay? Peak inverse voltage. Peak inverse voltage. What do you mean by peak inverse voltage, sir? Peak inverse voltage means voltage across the diode when it is reverse biased, right? Voltage across the diode when it is reverse biased. And here it is Vm itself, and whatever the peak value of voltage we have, and here it is 2 Vm and here it is 2 Vm. I will give you that list of all the values. I have a small synopsis here. I didn't give all the points because theoretical all the things you remember, only some technical terms enough. So 2 Vm here. So suppose you, suppose this diode is reverse biased, find out the voltage across this. It will be double the peak value, 2 Vm. Then peak inverse voltage is over. Then what else? Efficiency. Yesterday we were talking about this. Efficiency of a half wave rectifier is only 40.6% because it doesn't give the output when the negative half cycle or positive half cycle. Any one half cycle is just absorbed, and 81.2%. This gives the output for both the inputs cycles, 81.2%. Okay, that is efficiency. I hope you can see this one. Then what else? Yeah, ripple factor. Ripple factor. Ripple factor means the job of a rectifier is to give DC output, but output will not be perfect DC. There may be some negative AC components. So what is the output AC by input AC or output AC to output DC? AC by DC. So ripple factor is AC, output AC by output DC. If a rectifier has to be a very perfect rectifier, it shouldn't give any AC output because its job is to convert AC to DC. Its output AC must be equal to 0. It should give full DC output. So 0 by something, 0. So but no rectifier is so ideal and so perfect. So what is the output ripple factor? So more the ripple factor, it will not be a better rectifier. more the ripple factor, poor will be the rectifier. Okay, so what is the ripple factor here? Here it is more 1.2 something, 1.2 something, and here it is 0.48, lesser one, 0.48 and 0.48, values, just values, and that is enough. I think I have not left anything here. So more important one, frequency, input frequency, number of diodes, and RMS value, peak value, that's all. Then this efficiency and okay, ripple factor, okay, efficiency is important. Okay, so that is about the rectifiers. And yesterday I told, if you reverse the diode, what will be the output and all. Now we will go to that digital part, digital electronics. Now what is digital electronics? You know it, and we use ones and zeros to represent all the numbers, right? All the information. Now suppose okay, suppose you want to realize whatever the calculations you want to do, whatever the programs you want to write. How does that computer work if you want to realize everything to the computer? Everything is under the control of ones and zeros. You know all these things. These are the digital circuit. Because in electronics, if you want to realize so many information, we have either switch on or switch off. Some voltage available or not. So only we have two options, ones and zeros. Now, these ones and zeros can be used to realize many things. And accordingly, we have circuits in the electronics, and those circuits are called logic gates. But in the chapters, what do we show the symbol and all? They are not the actual circuits. We are using only symbols, not the circuits, right? So the actual circuits are different, but we need not worry much about it. We will use the symbol. So we call it as gate. Gate is one which allows, isn't it? Either you will be, when you enter into a compound, either the gate will be open or gate will be closed. Only two options. What does in electronic circuits do? They either will give you the output or not. Only the two things, right? Either you will have the mobile on or off. Only two things. So in the similar way, it will give you output or not. It will not give you output. And if it gives output, we will take it as 1. Doesn't give output, 0, something like this. And those circuits are realized, and there are different types of circuits. As if you have for our communication, if you want to have communication with somebody else and some commercial transactions, suppose you want to buy something, sell something, we have some mathematical operations, addition, subtraction, multiplication, division. These are all the things what we have done ourselves. It is not given by nature, right? We tried to realize nature using all these algebra, correct? Plus, minus, and we gave symbol for that. Addition means plus, subtraction means minus, division means with 2 dots and like this, or bar. So something these are all the things we have noted down ourselves. We learnt it. And our ancestors created it, and they taught us. So we are learning this. Computer world is entirely different. It realizes everything using 3 basic electronic circuits. They are called logic gates. What are the 3 basic logic gates? And, or, and, NAND, isn't it? And, or, and. So, not, and, or, not. So what is AND gate? You know how to realize it. A and B, Y. Output is A dot B. A and B, usually we call it. It is not multiplication. Multiplication in digital world, right? A, B, so 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 0, 1, 1. So if you want to remember all these things, what you have to do is toggle this every now and then. 0, 1, 0, 1. Second row, toggle it twice. So once in twice. 0, 0, 1, 1. Suppose you have few more. 0, 0, 0, 0. 4 times. 1, 1, 1, 1. Like that. So first row, toggle it for every number. 0, 1, 0, 1. Second row, 0, 0, 1, 1. Finish. You will write all the permutation combinations. This is over. So what is AND gate? It gives output only when both the inputs are on. So shall we realize it using a wrong circuit, right? This is not a right circuit. I am giving a wrong circuit to realize it. What is that? It is like this, AND gate, right? So this is not the circuit inside the computer. I have a switch here, I have another switch and a bulb, right? A, B. This is Y. Bulb will on only when this is on. Both are on. A on, B on. If any one is off, bulb will not be glowing. So 0, 0, 0. This is how we remember AND gate. AND gate is a logic circuit which gives output 1 when both the inputs are or all the inputs are 1. And remember, logic gates may have many inputs but only one output, except NOT gate. NOT gate has only one input, one output. But other logic gates may have any number of inputs, need not be only 2. But here we have taken only 2, that's all. So this is AND gate. What about OR, as OR gate? OR gate can be realized like this. You should put the switches like this. And okay, and a bulb and a battery. Now A and B switches. If you close A, current flows through like this. If you close B, current flows from this here, bulb glows. So A, B, Y, A or B, right? And the symbol, you can write the symbol here, symbol AND gate. So like this, so like this, right? Like this. Now remember, okay, we will tell at the end why. And OR gate. How does OR gate work? So either A or B is on, enough. Or both are, no problem. So 0, 1, 0, 1. 0, 0, 1, 1. Finished. All the possibilities. And either this one or this one, this one. Any one is enough. But if both are off, bulb will not glow. This is a wrong circuit, again I say. It is not the circuit to realize actual electronic circuits or actual OR gate in the computer chips, right? It is not so. Okay. Right. NOT gate. What is NOT gate? This is again clearly wrong circuit, whatever I give. Nobody will construct a circuit like this now. NOT gate is a logic circuit which gives output which is not the input. Here, of course, A or B is on, output is on. Okay, how is the this circuit NOT gate, right? A, B, Y. Y is A or B. Not A plus B, A or B. Now, in order to remember this, you see, when you say AND, how does your face look like? AND. It will be a smiley face, right? AND. See here, it will be a smiley face with curve up. You just rotate it, it will be a smiley. What about OR? You say, how does your mouth and all lips will come? It is OR. So it will come like a pig, right? OR. When you say OR, it will be like a pig, right? So it is OR. So what about NOT? NOT is very similar to, the symbol is very similar to a diode, but with a bubble and without a line. What is NOT gate? Output which is not the input. So only one input, only one output, A and Y. Y is called A bar, and 0, if input is 0, output is 1. If one input is 1, output is 0. Let me realize it with a wrong circuit. Okay, a battery and a switch and a bulb. Now, suppose you switch it on, the battery is shorted, large amount of current flows to the bulb dimmer. And if it is off, of course no path here, then current flows to this, it is on. When switch is off, bulb is on. When the switch is on, short, bulb is gone. And if you want to do the experiment next time, you have to connect another bulb, that's all. Because once the one trial is over, one bulb is over then. Okay, so this is the output, when A is up, okay, right. Now, so all the symbols, you know it, we will go fast. Another thing here is, we construct some universal gates. What are so basic logic gates are AND or NOT. What are universal gates? The logic gates which can be used to generate or produce any type of other gates. What are they? One is NAND gate and another is NOT gate. What are NAND and NOT gates? If you connect the output of AND gate to a NOT gate, that means I don't want the output of AND gate as it is. I want the reverse of AND gate output, that is called NAND. I want the reverse of OR gate output, that is NOR. So connect a NOT gate to the output of AND gate, then it becomes NAND gate. And similarly connect a NOT gate to the output of OR gate, then it becomes a NOT gate. So what is the symbol of NOT gate? One input and one output, that's all. A, Y is equal to A bar, and here it is A, Y is equal to A plus B, and here it is Y is equal to A dot B. A and B, A or B. Okay, so shall we write NAND gate now? NAND and NOR gates, they are called universal gates. NAND and NOR gates are called universal gates because you can construct any gate from NAND and NOR gates. Using NAND and NOR gates, you can construct any type of gate. Okay, so how to write NAND and NOR gates? Okay, so take a AND gate, right? Connect a NOT gate to the output of NAND gate. A, B, A dot B and Y is equal to A dot B bar. And how do you write the symbol? Directly this bubble is transferred here, that's all. So this is the output, right? A, B, A dot B bar. This is NAND gate. And if you see the logic table, it will be like this. So this is A dot B, and if you want to write A dot B bar, it is NAND gate, then this will be 1 1 1 0, right? 1 1 1 0. So that is the ulta output of AND gate. So an AND gate gives output 0 when both the inputs are same. Inputs are 1, and when the outputs are 0 0, any one of the input is 0, output is 1. And you see the AND gate, when any input is 0, output is 0, right? See, that means if I have an AND gate like this with many inputs, I can surely say that the output is 0 if any one input is 0. AND gate I am talking about, because I want to give an example where it is used. AND gate output, when one of the AND gate output is 0, one of the input is 0, the whole output is 0, because the AND gate needs all the outputs to be 1 if AND gate requires all the inputs to be 1 to have an output 1. That means if one of the input is 0, irrespective of the other inputs, whatever be the other inputs, output is 0. Now you need not worry about other inputs at all. See, that's it. That is the principle in a calculator. So you will type anything, and the numbers will be displayed in the display. And if you want to make it very clear, what you will do? You will press the clear button, right? C, clear button. What is that clear button? When you press the clear button, 0 goes to a AND gate and output will be 0. What about other inputs? Whatever be the other inputs, the screen will be clear. This is a logic. I am not saying the exact clear circuit. This is the logic. So whatever is displayed in the display of the calculator, when you press the C, everything should become 0. That is the control, this logic behind it. So that is a very beautiful logic, right? Whatever be there, I want the output 0. So press C, that is input to an AND gate, which is 0 input. Everything becomes 0. Okay, so that's how you use it. You might have got surprised. Sir, you say AND gate, all the logic gates. Actually, how it is used in computers and calculators or mobiles. So this is the way. This is a simple application. Okay, so we got NAND gate. Then we will go for NOR gate. Yes. How is NOR gate? Output of OR gate. So pronounce OR. How will be your the mouth? So OR gate is connected to a NOT gate. All these things you know. So but still we will go with some revision. A plus B bar. This is called NOR gate, and in simple symbol is written like this, right? A, B, A or B bar. Now how will be the output of NOR gate? So I will write it in a smaller place. Y is equal to A or B, and R means any one input 1 is enough. What is A or B bar? 1 0 0 0. This is how the output of NOR gate looks like. Symbol is this one, A or B bar. Okay, these are all the things what we have studied in theory class. Most of you might have studied this because your teacher might have given the information that you must study this. Definitely you will get 2 or 3 more questions out of this. Definitely, no doubt. Either to write the symbol or to write the truth table, everything. Okay, now proceeding further. You said that NAND and NOR gates are called universal gates because you can construct any type of gate using NOR and NAND gates. And if you want to prove it, or if you want to see that, you must study two theorems called De Morgan's theorems. What are De Morgan's theorems say? If you have a calculation like this, a plus b bar, then it is a bar plus b bar, a bar dot b bar. What is a dot b whole bar? A bar plus b bar. Very simple. You might have come across this in mathematics, correct? A and complement of the sum first, then complement, right? Complement of the sum is equal to product of complements. Complement a bar, one complement. Complement means making ulta, right? 0 is made 1, 1 is made 0, right? Bar means it is for NOT gate, right? NOT gate gives the ulta output, which is not the input. If 0 is the input, output is 1. If 1 is the input, output is 0. So complement of the sum is equal to product of complements. Complement of the product is equal to sum of the complements. You're right? Like that. So a plus b whole bar, a bar dot b bar, a dot b whole bar is equal to a bar plus b bar, correct? So that is one theorem. And another thing you have to remember in digital electronics is if you want to prove De Morgan's theorem, one is NAND gate and NOR gate. The truth table should be very proper, right? I'll rub it now. So from here onwards, you will have to remember it. Okay, just remember and OR, enough. Then just make it reverse, complement it. Now using NAND, you have to try to get OR gate, AND gate, for example. NOT gate first. Using NAND. NAND is a universal gate, right? You can construct any gate using NAND gate. That's what we argue. Using NAND gate, you construct any type of gate. First AND gate, or NOT gate, sorry. Using NAND, NOT. Sir, how to get NOT gate from NAND gate? We will write this truth table of NAND gate. A, B, Y, right? 0, 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, 0, 1, 1. So AND means this should be 1 and other things should be 0. NAND means 1, 1, 1, 0, correct? 1, 1, 1, 0. This is NAND, A dot B bar. You know this, correct? Now, you see here, you see the truth table, because theoretically we will go, otherwise simply biting is not good. You see 0, 0 input, 1, 1, 1 input, 0. Is it not a NOT gate? When the input is 1, 1, output is 0. In the input is 0, 0, output is 1. Sir, what is the guarantee that we will give both the inputs same, either 0 or 1? There may be a chance of giving 0 and 1 also. So for that, we will do an idea. We will tie the inputs and make it 1. Single wire. So if the inputs of a NAND gate, this is a NAND gate, remember? NAND, when you pronounce AND, NAND, so face, when this is NAND means there should be a bubble. When the inputs of a NAND gate are same, output is ulta, right? It is complemented. So this is what I can do. Tie the inputs of a NAND gate, then the output is a NOT gate. So A. Now both should be A, right? Either this one and this one should be A. That means if this is 0, this is also 0. If this is 1, this is also 1. So it cannot be different. So when 1, 1 is given 0, 0, 0 is given 1. So this is Y is equal to A bar. This is NOT gate using NAND gate. Very simple. So tie the inputs of AND gate, it is a NOT gate. Now how to get AND gate from NAND gate? That is very simple. How? AND is already not complemented AND, right? NAND is complemented AND. Complement it again. What is 0 bar? 1. 1 bar, 0. Again you will come back to the original number because we have only 2. We don't have any other option. Yes or no, true or false, 0 or 1. So complement 0, it becomes 1. Complement 1, again becomes 0. That means already it is complemented. Complement it again. Then how to do that? But you have to do everything with the NAND only. So take a NAND gate like this. Already AND is A. This is made A dot B bar, right? I want A dot B. Make it one more bar. Again complement it. That means connect a NOT gate. NOT gate constructed using NAND gate only. So connect a NOT gate. Right? When you tie the inputs of a NAND gate, it becomes a NOT gate. So this is A dot B bar bar, that is equal to A dot B. This is AND using NAND. Isn't it? Very simple. So remember, tie the inputs, NOT gate. Connect the NOT gate to the output of NAND gate, because already AND gate is not it. Not it again, right? I think you can understand my language, right? Already AND is not it again, so that becomes again AND. In a NAND, AND is complemented, complement it again, you will get again AND. Okay, that is one thing. How to get OR? OR gate using NAND gates. So here I don't go for any story, or just remember it like this. Take an OR gate, AND gate, take an AND gate, and take two small NOT gates, connect it to the input, that's all, finish. Take NOT gates using NAND gates only. This is one NOT gate, tied input, this is another NAND gate, and with its inputs tied. This is A, this is B, here is A bar, here is B bar, and I will prove that this output is A or B, A plus B. How? Take this as X, take this as Y. If X and Y are the inputs to the NAND gates, then what should be the output? NAND, not AND, X plus Y whole bar, isn't it? Because not AND. What is this one? Is equal to, what is X? X is A bar. Or I can apply De Morgan's theorem here. What is X plus Y whole bar? X bar dot Y bar. Y is equal to, what is X bar? X itself is A bar. A bar bar. What is Y? B bar. Itself again bar. B bar bar dot. So I have maintained this dot. That is A dot B. Very simple. So if you know the De Morgan's theorem, you can easily write it. X plus, this is taken as X, this is taken as Y. This is A, NOT gates, A bar, B bar. X plus Y whole bar. X plus, yeah, this is NAND, isn't it? Sorry. This is wrong. This is NAND, not AND. That means A dot B, X dot Y whole bar. Sorry. X dot Y whole bar, that is equal to X bar plus Y bar, right? Complement of the product equal to sum of the complements. X dot Y whole bar is equal to X bar plus Y bar. What is X bar? X bar is X itself A, then X bar plus Y itself is B bar, again another bar. What is this? A plus B. So is it OR? Where is it? 3. OR using NAND, right? So connect two NOT gates to the input of NAND gate. Output is OR gate. Now we will realize it using what? NOR gate. So we can do that using, you can do this faster, using NOR gate. First NOT gate. Write the truth table of NOR gate first. A, B, Y. 0, 1, 0, 1. 0, 0, 1, 1. All the possibilities over. OR means any one is 1, output is 1. OR. NOR means 1, 0, 0, 0. Right? So that is NOR. Okay. This is A plus B bar. NOR gate. Now you see the inputs 0, 0, 1. 1, 1, 0. Very similar to NAND gate. But only this is interchanged. Correct? Now, tie the inputs of NOR gate. It becomes NOT gate. When the input is 0, output is 1. When the input is 1, output is 0. But maintain or take care that both the inputs are same. They shouldn't be different. So take a NOR gate. You know the NOR gate with a bubble. Tie the inputs. You can have only one input now. A. So this is A bar. This is NOT gate. So first we will form OR gate using NOR gate. So now how do you construct the OR gate using NOR gate? Already in a NOR gate, OR is complemented. Complement it again, it becomes again OR. So take a NOR gate. Okay, I'll write it here. Take a NOR gate. Complement it again a NOT gate, but NOT gate should be made up of NOR gate only. So A, B, and here is A or B bar, and this one is A or B bar 2 times, A or B. OR gate. What about AND gate? Same principle. AND gate using NOR gate. Take a NOR gate and connect two NOT gates here, but those two NOT gates should be made up of NOR gate only. So one NOR gate here, tie the inputs, another NOR gate here, tie the inputs. These are two NOT gates, A, B, A bar, B bar. And what about here is an OR gate. Say take this as X. If you are confused, take this as Y. What is X and Y are the inputs of an OR gate. X plus Y whole bar. That is output. That is equal to X bar dot Y bar. Sum complement of the sum is equal to product of complements. Then what is the result here? X bar. So what is the output? X itself is A bar. A bar bar dot. Y itself is B bar. B bar. A dot B is the answer. So that is AND gate. You see this same principle, right? So this looks like a earring. I always ask the students to remember this like a earring. So this is a very, nowadays you have some that paper earring, something like that. That is constructed. So you take this and wear it. It looks very beautiful, right? So this is also very beautiful, different types. So that's how we can remember it somehow. So boys also can remember it, right? So so that is how we realize. One more gate I want to give you, because there may be a question on that gate. That is called exclusively OR gate. Actually it is used to in adder and subtractor circuits. If time permits, if the examination is postponed, we will see that. Otherwise it is not needed so much. So what is XOR gate? It is exclusively OR gate. XOR gate. It is very simple. A, B, Y. 0s 1 0 1 0 0 1 1. It gives output 1 when the inputs are its output is 1 when the inputs are different, and its output is 0 when the inputs are same. When the inputs are similar, output is 0. When the inputs are similar, 0. When the inputs are different, output is 1. That's all. And we write it as A XOR B. Circle sum. Put a sum and put a circle. A XOR B. So how it is realized? So it is realized like this. OR gate symbol, but with another bar here, right? So like this, like this, like this. So A, B, Y is equal to A XOR B. It is exclusively OR gate. Even XOR gate can be constructed using so many AND gates. So many NAND gates. So that is also possible. And so this is one extra gate you have to remember. So remember, it is giving output 1 when the inputs are different, and it gives output 0 when the inputs are similar. 1 1 output 0, 0 0 similar output 0, different 1 0 0 1 1 output. That's all. Exclusively OR gate. So shall we move on to the question in the next video? Okay. So for the time being, I will stop it. I'll come again in the next video so that we can finish the questions. We have 45 questions. We have to finish it. Thanks for watching the video. We will meet again.